So for the past 16 years or so, I've been hunting with a Harrington and Richardson single shot 12 gauge slug gun. It shoots sabot slugs, which are outrageously expensive, about $16 to $18 per box of 5. That gun is done really good for me. I've killed a lot of deer with it, but it felt like it was finally time to upgrade. And the primary reason for that is change in law and the deer hunting laws here in Michigan and several other states, which now allow certain rifles in the shotgun zone. Here in Michigan, the shotgun zone is the lower half of the Lower Peninsula, and I live in southwest Michigan. And for many, many years, you could only use shotguns in this zone. Well, a few years ago, Michigan changed the law and allowed certain straight-walled cartridges to be used in the shotgun zone. And the first big one that hit the scene was the 450 Bushmaster, of course. I'm sure you've heard of that. Kind of swept the country, that cartridge. When it came time for me to upgrade from my shotgun, I seriously considered the 450 Bushmaster, but in the end I ended up picking this gun instead. It's a 350 Legend. Why did I pick the 350 Legend over the 450 Bushmaster? Well, after doing a bunch of research, which I tend to do, in fact, I probably do a little too much research before purchases sometimes. I kind of research myself to death, but I did a bunch of research on the 350 Legend compared to the 450 Bushmaster, and this is what I found out and why I decided to choose the 350 Legend over the 450 Bushmaster. So I found out a couple of main differences between the 350 and the 450, which pushed me in the direction of the 350. First of all, the 350 has much, much less kick than the 450. In fact, it's almost no kick at all from what I've seen in the YouTube videos. So that I'm really looking forward to that, where the 450 Bushmaster tends to scare a lot of people and makes it more difficult to sight it in. And also another huge consideration was the cost of the ammo. The 350 Legend ammo is much, much cheaper than the 450 Legend ammo. If you look at the size of the cartridges too, you can see that the 350, just physically is so much smaller than the 450. And I can show you the stats on this particular Winchester brand of ammo. You can see it's a pretty flat shooting gun out to about 200 yards. And it's actually a little bit flatter shooting cartridge than the 450 Bushmaster, so that was another consideration. And which gun did I end up choosing? I seriously considered going with the inexpensive Mossberg or Savage combo, but they were pretty much sold out all over West Michigan here, so that pushed me up one step to the Ruger American combo that you see here. Comes with a Vortex scope. It's not one of the high-end Vortex scopes. I think this one retails for about $125, but it's certainly adequate for my purposes. I really love the way the gun looks, the way it handles so far. I'm out here about ready to sight it in on my leased property, and I bought some of these splatterburst targets to sight it in with today. They show your shots really, really well through the scope, so you don't have to walk up to your target each time you take a shot. So let's take a walk out there, get set up with my folding chair and my bipod, and get this baby sighted in and hopefully get a crack at a doe here in Michigan's late doe season. My target set up with some trees in the back and some heavy woods and some hills back there, and of course I'm shooting away from the road. A couple more things about the 350 Legend versus the 450 Bushmaster. This is a really great triple threat gun, whitetail deer hunting, hog hunting, and coyote hunting. And this year, for the first time, I'm actually gonna start coyote hunting, so that's another reason I chose the 350 Legend over the 450 Bushmaster. I'm really excited to give coyote hunting a try for the first time this year with this gun. I paid for the Ruger American 350 Legend bolt action here. I paid $5.99 at Dunham's. That was $100 off on sale. I was really fortunate to find one in stock. So get set up and sight her in. Up here at 50 yards, got my earplugs in. Got one in the chamber and 3 more in the clip here. We want to be, with this particular Winchester 150 grain deer season XP ammo, we want to be about 1 inch high at 50 yards, which will put us 1.5 inches high at 100 yards, dead on at 150, and 4.5 inches low at 200. And on my 80-acre parcel here that I have a lease on, there are very few shots at 200 yards. Most of them would be less than 100. So let's grab the bipod here, take the first shot with my new gun. Got my scope set at 5 power. Spread out the bipod a little bit. Here we go. So we're quite a bit low. Let's make some adjustments on the scope here. Safety on. Okay, shot number 2 after making some adjustments on the scope. Getting closer. Get my binoculars out here. Shot number 3 after making some adjustments and making sure everything on the scope is still tight. Getting close. There we go. Grab the binoculars now. Perfect. So I put the cap back on that side of the scope, and I made an adjustment to come down a little bit because I'm about 3 inches high at 50 yards. So let's shoot shot number 4 here after making that adjustment. Oh yeah, on the bullseye. That's good. Grab the binoculars, take a closer look. Man, that gun is so light compared to my 12 gauge. It's ridiculous. 5 after making a tiny adjustment. Oh yeah, that is just perfect. 1 inch high, perfect left and right. I'm gonna walk over there, actually take a look at the sequence of shots here. Yeah. First shot down here, second shot here, third shot here, fourth shot here, fifth shot here, 1 inch high at 50 yards. I will take it. Good yard shot. Leaning on a tree like I would if I was out in the woods, walking, still hunting, deer hunting. Here we go. I think it was perfect left and right and a little bit high. Let's go check it out. You can see my 100-yard shot is about an inch higher than my 50 and 75-yard shots. The bullet is clearly still rising at 100 yards, so I think I might do a few clicks down and call it a day. Man, that was a blast. It's a ton of fun to shoot this gun. It has a bit of a boom to it, but definitely very little kick. Not at all intimidating. I think anybody could shoot this gun. Well, there is my 100-yard shot. It's quite interesting. I was pretty much dead on at 50 and 75 and then backed up to the 100 yards and shot while leaning against a tree, and my left and right was perfect, and I was about an inch and a half higher than my 50 and 75-yard shots. So the box said I would only be a ½ inch higher, but the bullet is clearly rising still at 100 yards. So I clicked down a couple of clicks and called it good. I feel quite confident and really excited to get out tonight and hopefully shoot a doe. Beautiful day for it, no wind at all. Thanks for watching.